Hey y'all, good morning. Happy Thursday. I want to start this off by saying that I am a fiend for buying or collecting or picking up books and not really reading them. So I've decided to hold myself accountable and start reading consistently. Fun fact, I've actually read every single day for the last 144 days. Whether it's been for 10 minutes or an hour, morning or afternoon, hard copy, ebook, or audiobook, I have been consistently reading. So praise to me. But I want to start off by saying that it's taken discipline to do that. It has not been easy. There are times where I don't feel like reading, but I'm like, yo, I want to keep my streak. So shout out to Fable for consistently holding me accountable with my reading journey. With that, right now I'm on leave and I want to read like an hour every day. And I started off by reading a book today, and it is Memorial Days. Honestly, this book is really sad. I started reading it on Memorial weekend, but this book is incredibly sad. It's about a woman who her and her husband are both authors. He's on a book tour, and while she's there, like wrapping up, doing what she's got to do, he collapses and dies. And she gets a phone call from a doctor who's a bit abrasive, who is, not really wanting to discuss the details, and that she just keeps getting passed along. And it is sad to go through this grief with this person who loves her husband dearly, who, in her own words, never fights, whose careers that have been intertwined. They've traveled all over the world, lived all over the world together, and she just automatically, she just lost him abruptly, and she never had time to say goodbye. And reading this on Memorial weekend, I really didn't look at like what this book was about. I just grabbed it because the title just said Memorial Days. And the man, her husband was never in the service, so I know there isn't really that connection, but I was like, you know what, let me just grab it, let me just read it. It's a quick like 200-ish pages, 207. So I will let you know how this book goes. I've been reading about 20 minutes and I'm already like 30 some odd pages in. I want to get done with this book today and drop it back off at the library because, I have a really bad habit of not returning library books on time. So please hold me accountable in that. And I will see you after I finish this book. Full disclaimer, I did not finish that book yesterday. I got about 60 pages in, which is about like 29% of the way done. But I'm about to go to a hair appointment, and so my goal is to finish it at my hair appointment, which is roughly like around 100 pages, and it's a pretty quick read. It's just like sitting there and actually reading and having the time to read and not just study. So fingers crossed. Got my hair done. Well, I just got it blowed out and everything like that, and washed. But surprise, surprise, I did not finish the book. I started on page 62, and I didn't read while she was washing my hair, but like blow drying it out, I got to page 81. So I got 20 pages down. I think I'm like almost halfway. This book is interesting, you know, like, I think it's interesting to look at mourning through the lens of someone else. And you can definitely tell in the book that the author, Geraldine, I think that's how you pronounce it, she feels robbed of experiences, even though she mentions that she became Jewish because her husband was Jewish, and so they're Jewish and almost like passing that on, like a culture or a lineage. They're not really, they don't really participate in religious activities. And I think she also mentions that he doesn't believe in the afterlife, like, what, this is it, this, you know, this is it. And so it's interesting because you could definitely tell throughout the book she wanted time to be able to mourn. Like, she wanted sympathy, she wanted a compassion, whereas in certain religions that she speaks about, you don't get that opportunity. A lot of times it's like, no one, I think in what she mentioned in the Jewish community, for 7 days you're not allowed to be around people. Like, for 7 days you're supposed to mourn by yourself. People are supposed to help you out, but it's very systematic, and it's very like, this is how long you have time to mourn, this is how long you have for the funeral. Like, it's broken up. And she mentions that if she had actually been a practicing Jew, she would have known what to do, but she kind of felt like this sense of loss. She mentions Islam and how they mourn. She mentions Hinduism, Buddhism. And so it's really interesting just seeing other cultures going through that mourning cycle. But it's also very sad when people get that robbed experience. So I'm going to continue reading the book. Just finished this book, and to be honest, it did take me a while. I don't like reading about grief, and she had some really good points in there discussing how she handled grief and the challenges, you know, like her husband died. He was the primary insurance holder. He handled all the taxes, everything that you couldn't see within the family. And so just the dynamic was really interesting. But she brought up a good point about writing your life down and writing down passwords, emails, how you handle business in your family, in your social groups, and so that the people who have to take care of things after you die is an easier time for them. So finished Memorial Day. Sorry, the camera's backwards. I'm tired, as you can see. Have a good day.